Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we are pretty much ready to deploy. Let's get right on it. This is just a battle in the lowlands, 417, that's a lot of max pay rather. I think it's like 250k for a priority salvage. I don't think that's worthwhile. I think we'll sit here, get 1,000,000 C-bills for this, literally, over 1,000,000 C-bills, and get 1 and 5 salvage. Before there are 1,000,000 things we want to salvage, but we'll just do this for right now. Now, we have to bring this Griffin with us. I'm going to take the Stalker out of this lance, so, with Ulysses, and let's just put the Cronus into this lance for right now. I think we'll have that be piloted by Goldfinch. The Cronus isn't a super influential mech right now, and we might change that a little bit later on. But for now, I want to get the Stalker placed over in this lance. And we'll put Ulysses in that for now. So we've got our Battle Lance and we've got our Fire Lance. This is our Fire Lance here, and this is our Battle Lance. The Griffin will count for that for now. Normally, we would probably have potentially the Chameleon in this slot, potentially the Hunchy. I'm not sure which. One of those two. I'm just checking movement here. Okay, the Chameleon can probably keep up with this. So we're just going to go with this for now. We have to bring the Griffin along. Much to my chagrin. 1 gunnery skill. We expect 0 hits from the Griffin, ever. Trees are decent ablative armor. That is true. So this is just a battle. What biome was this? I didn't even... Did I check or do I just not remember? Well, either way, I don't know what biome this is. It kind of doesn't matter though. Our strategy isn't really changing across biomes currently. We'll have to see if we want to end up refitting the Cronus to be not quite so flamer dependent. Maybe a little bit more of a laser boat, more like the Vulcan, but I honestly feel like getting another, essentially like the Stealth with Streak SRMs, dual Streak SRM 6s, that would be just absolutely great, because that works just magnificently. For now, though, we need to destroy the enemy lance and keep the official alive. A mid-level Capellan official has decided to personally patrol a moderately dangerous region of the planet. We've done our best to dissuade her, but she's insistent that she show the people she's willing to take risks on their behalf. Rather than let her stumble around in her family's ancestral griffin until some opportunistic pirates decide... Words are very difficult right now. Opportunistic pirate decides to murder her, we'd like for you to escort her and keep her alive. On one hand, a Griffin is a tough mech, given the kind of enemies we're likely to run into out here. On the other hand, any official who thinks personally patrolling is a good idea may not be the best pilot around. Okay. So, we're just going to get through here quickly, and we want to destroy these local government forces. We're going to move forward with the Griffin here. I doubt we're going to sense anything with the Griffin. The Vulcan doesn't appear to be able to move anywhere. Okay, now it does. Just needed to reinitialize that, I guess.
Moving out.
Take the Stealth up over here, Cronus over here. We're just going to sprint forward with everything. We didn't get a sensor trace this turn. We're going to take the Griffin up to here. That gives us a contact. We see a Spectre, we see a Phoenix Hawk, we see a Shadow Hawk, and we see a Cicada. So that's a full medium lance. We're going to take the Vulcan over to cover here. We're going to take the Stealth over here. And we're going to take the Cronus to cover up over here. I was going to put it here to block for the Griffin, but I decided against it. Next. Just checking how close these are. I think an arrow 4 here would be a good idea. But I think for right now, we're going to focus our artillery, our thumpers specifically, on this Spectre.
Copy that.
Okay.
Aye, aye.
The Stalker, I want to arrow 4, and we're not going to fire the LRMs for this. I want to drop an arrow 4 right there. Okay, that could have been better, but it worked out fine.
Come on, send me a real mech warrior.
Now we are going to continue to drop a thumper on this Spectre.
Fire an all weapon.
Okay. That was a good chunk of damage before they could even move. There's another inbound blip going to land right here. Next round. Noted. The Spectre moved in. It's actually in the drop zone. Fired on the Griffin. Okay. That's not a surprise. We can move the Vulcan, and we're going to move the Vulcan right up over here.
I get you. On the move.
We're going to focus on the Spectre, which we have taken a lot of armor off of, but mostly in the rear.
Whatever you say, boss.
Okay. We missed almost everything. That's not a huge surprise. The Spectre may actually die from this drop, though. That is something we should consider. Phoenix Hawk moves forward. Fires on the Griffin, does some damage. The Griffin can absorb that for now.
Come on, send me a real mech wolf.
Good to go.
I kind of want to take the stealth off over this direction and start hitting the Phoenix Hawk. Maybe up over here to hit side arc. Yes. And also to block for the Griffin a little bit. I doubt we're going to get too much out of this. Actually, that was very solid hits. Okay. Shadowhawk moves up. Fires on the stealth. Hits almost everything. That was a little unfortunate. There's a lot of armor reduction on the stealth there. Okay.
Receiving you.
Well, the Blackjack is going to focus, I think, on the Phoenix Hawk over here. But before we do, I kind of want to get into cover. And so we shall. Our hit odds are much worse now, but we're going to fire on the Shadowhawk here. And do some damage.
Commander.
The Stalker is going to fire on probably the Phoenix Hawk here. Definitely the Phoenix Hawk.
Roger.
Okay. Quite a lot of damage to the Phoenix Hawk there. 26%, 26%. Okay. Phoenix Hawk it is. Okay.
Yeah?
At this point, we're going to jump the VIP over to cover over here. We'll get an extra evasive pip and be in cover. And the question is, who do we attack? Definitely the Phoenix Hawk. We probably won't hit. That was exactly what I expected. One gunnery skill. Ridiculous. We're going to take the Cronus over this direction. And we're going to see about lighting up the Phoenix Hawk with our flamers. Our hit odds are pretty low, though. Oh, we did hit a few things. Structure exposure. Okay. Here's the new lance. Outworld markings. It did not end up killing these guys. Okay. Or this guy, rather. This is a very juicy artillery target right now. And they are going to be fighting each other, in theory. Attacking our Cronus. Not ideal. Okay.
Let's do this.
I kind of want to take our stealth right over here, behind this Wraith. It moved away from the artillery point.
Affirmative.
Hit it rear arc. Maybe we get a kill right away.
All weapons are go.
That's a negative. Looks like that mostly went into the legs, which is not ideal. Okay, some into the CT. Okay, that Spectre just moved away. This is still a juicy artillery target for now. That Chameleon is no longer as juicy of an artillery target.
Ready to get it on.
Okay, we're going to back our Vulcan off over to here. I'm just checking hit odds here. I guess we'll go for the Chameleon. It has very weak rear armor. We did successfully narc it, but we hit with no lasers. Sad. Okay, now the question is, who do we artillery? I'm thinking we artillery this Owens. Maybe we end up hitting our Stealth and Vulcan with it. Alternately, we could go for the Phoenix Hawk. And we'd hit both the Phoenix Hawk and the Cicada. That's much safer. and I think we're going to go for it.
Taking the shot.
Okay, that's not ideal in terms of placements.
This should be good.
Still not ideal in terms of placements.
Scored a critical hit.
Okay. That Shadowhawk moves up. Fires on the chameleon, not on us. I like it. That is pretty ideal. This Talos here is a bit spooky. I'm not sure what it's got. That Owens didn't do much.
Good to go.
Well, let's do some damage to that Phoenix Hawk, shall we? Is that a knockdown?
Scored.
That's a knockdown. Okay, health is 2 of 4.
What do you
I'm
need?
going to take the Griffin over this direction here. I think we'll go right here. Turn like this.
On it.
And we're just going to go for a kill on the Phoenix Hawk.
Aye, aye. Engaging first.
We did actually hit with that PPC, which shocks me.
Oh, yeah.
And we hit in the CT too.
Ready to rock.
We're going to close in a bit with Cronus. And light him up. This will overheat us, but only by a little.
Gotcha.
Which is acceptable. Engine destruction. Good.
Target down.
Okay. Now this Wraith here is going to move. Ooh.
Hey, I'm getting my ass kicked here.
Yeah, that PPC was a little unexpected. Anything in that arm? Medium laser magna. That's not too concerning. I'd kind of like for our stealth to get back behind this guy and try again on this backstab. Hopefully we'll do some real actual damage this time.
Confirmed.
That's an engine crit. And a gyro destruction.
Target's taken a critical hit. Receiving you.
If we were to take the Vulcan back behind it, this isn't quite able to get into rear arc unless we were to go here, which is dangerous in terms of turning our back. So I think we'll just come up over here. And this is which arm? This is the right arm. That would be relatively safe.
Acknowledged.
Okay. This is his strong side, but it'll have to do. Maybe we get a knockdown here. Yes, that's a knockdown. Excellent. Okay. The Spectre is moving away. Chameleon moves in and attacks the Vulcan on that weak side. That's the medium laser gone. Okay, well there's nothing else in that arm. Medium laser is not too bad to replace. A Cicada is backing off pretty heavily.
Yup.
Let's move the Cronus in over this way. And we can go for a rear arc attack with our SRM-6 and sink some heat.
Well, this looks bad for you.
Okay. Some damage there. The Shadowhawk is also pulling back and firing on the Talos. We are very okay with this. It also hit the Owens rear arc. Owens moves now. Comes in and hits the stealth rear arc and puts a barrage on us. Is that on the ground or on us?
Gotcha.
I'm a bit unclear.
Yep.
Regardless, the Griffin can come down over this way
Got it.
and see about maybe a rear arc hit on this Chameleon. Odds are pretty low, and I'm not expecting much. Wow, we actually hit it. The Talos backs off and fires on the Griffin. That's not ideal.
Oh, they don't like me at all.
Okay, who moves now?
Standing by.
The Panther. As far as artillery goes, they're very clumped up with us here. So I think we're going to go for probably the Shadowhawk. Or maybe the Talos, actually.
Take this.
Yeah, we'll go for the Talos.
Yes, Commander.
As far as the Stalker goes, I'd like to move the Stalker up to here.
Move order.
And we're going to go for the Chameleon. And hope... That's the Wraith there. Hope that we don't hit the Vulcan here with the Arrow 4. We may. But this is a very likely kill on the Chameleon. Maybe we should just not fire the Arrow 4 and go for the... Let's see, this is Standard and HL. I'm not sure what HL is intended to stand for. Is that the other LRM type that we have? Probably. Anyway, I think we're just going to fire Standard. We have better hit odds with Standard LRMs. There we go.
Target eliminated.
That's a dead mech.
Waiting for orders.
Thumpers on the Talos.
Firing all weapons.
That was a lot of damage there.
Messed him up good.
Okay. Cicada's running around back there. Firing on the Wraith. It did not hit, but that's okay. So we now have the stealth available to move, and I kind of want to move the stealth over this direction.
Engaging jump jet.
Because, yeah, that's attached to us. So I want to drop it there, and then probably actually hit the Owens. Is what I'm thinking here. Unless we want to go for the kill on the Wraith, but I kind of don't. Oh, we have rear arc on the Talos. We definitely go for that.
Firing a full salvo.
Well, that was worth it.
Hostile removed.
Okay. So we need to get the Vulcan out of this barrage. We have to assume these guys are going to rear arc attack the stealth, and I'm not okay with that because the stealth's armor is quite low.
Orders.
We could potentially move the Vulcan up over here as a distraction. We would not be able to fire. But I think that's fine.
Just running.
We're going to Vigilance the Vulcan here. Okay.
What's up, boss?
Now the Blackjack could, in theory, drop artillery on the Owens. And yeah, that's what we're going to do.
Roger that.
On the Owens, and we are going to hit this guy as well. Shadowhawk moves up. Is firing on our Blackjack. Okay.
I can't take much more of this.
Yeah, you're fine for now.
Orders.
It's the stealth I'm really worried about. We definitely want to fire the Arrow 4 here. Okay.
Yes, Commander. All weapons are go.
And that's the Owens dead.
That's a kill.
Excellent.
I'm here.
We're going to move the Griffin up over this way. We can only fire the LRMs. We're going to fire them probably at this Shadowhawk.
Copy that.
Yeah, no hits. I didn't expect any. I'm very concerned right now about the survival of the stealth.
What are your orders, Skipper? Affirmative, Commander.
We're going to look at potentially lighting up this Shadowhawk, I think. This would overheat us. I will avoid firing this Flamer. That did more damage than I expected, honestly. The Wraith got up. Does it get out of the barrage? Oof. So many hits there. That barrage is gonna hurt.
Show me your war face.
Okay. That actually could have been far worse.
Waiting for orders.
Okay. Here's the idea. We take the Vulcan up here. We want to turn, so I would prefer our right arm being a little further away from the Spectre. But we're going to get up here.
I copy.
And we're going to rear arc attack this Shadowhawk. Probably not going to get too much for hits here, but we'll see.
Target lock.
We did narc him. Good. Now the Spectre, that's what I'm concerned about. It's moving now. It fired on the enemy Wraith. That was a big mistake by it, but okay. We'll take it. Our stealth is going to simply jump over here. Like so. Side arc. We are going to Vigilance here to get rid of all of these stability pips. And then we are going to hit this guy weak side. It's apparently an overheat alert.
Firing full complement on enemy.
But okay.
Inflicted some heavy damage.
Not as heavy as I was hoping. I'll be honest. Cicada moves up. Fires on the Cronus. That's fine.
Try aiming next time. See what you get.
Right? Okay, the Wraith backed off. Is also firing on the Cronus. Just got that small pulse laser, though. That's not a big deal. Okay. Where do we want our artillery? On the Cicada Inspector, definitely.
Commander?
We have a better hit chance on the Cicada.
Fire in.
Okay. Shadowhawk moves up. Fires on the enemy Wraith. We will accept that. That's actually an engine crit, so the interloper forces are down.
Receiving you.
We're going to drop more artillery on the Spectre this time, is where our better hit odds are.
Shooting for an alpha strike.
Okay.
Skipper.
We can close in with this Cronus, which is exactly what we're going to do.
You got it.
Our heat is going to be up there. I think we're going to avoid firing the SRMs, but we are going to fire this Flamer. And we'll just get a little bit of overheat here.
Engage the target.
Okay.
Ready for order.
And now, we're going to drop our Arrow 4 here. It may end up hitting the Cronus a little bit. I'm hoping it lands over on this side, but we'll see.
Taking the shot.
It did not hit our Cronus. Ideal.
Standing by.
Gonna close in with the Griffin here, a little bit.
Let's move.
And we're gonna let fly with that PPC. We're probably gonna miss.
Fire in.
We did, but we stray shotted. Ideal.
Yes, Commander.
Okay. The stealth is going to make its way up over this direction.
Firing jump jets.
Question is, who do we want to go after? Hit odds are by far better on the Shadowhawk. Slight overheat alert, but that's okay. Phase 19, the Cicada is going to move. It's going to melee our Cronus, but it missed. Sounds good.
Aye, aye.
Our Vulcan is going to come into rear arc of the Shadowhawk again
Heading out.
and light him up.
Target lock on sweep rear.
And that one we actually did some damage to its rear arc. Phase 18, so the Spectre moves. Okay. They're quite spaced out, so that's fine. In that case, we want to take the Cronus over into this arc here.
Roger that, Commander.
And I think we'll avoid firing 2 Flamers, actually 3 Flamers, just to sink a little heat. And we'll hit the Cicada strong side. Okay, we didn't hit, but that's fine. That was not necessarily the point to hit, right there. They're firing on the Cronus, the AMS doing work. Can't do much against against lasers, rather. Of course it can't do much against Flamers.
Waiting for orders.
Okay, I think we're going to start hitting the Spectre with our artillery.
Target locked.
Yeah.
That's fine. Just checking hit odds. Our hit odds are way better on the Shadowhawk.
Locked on target.
Okay.
Commander.
Our hit odds looking 29 and 14. Okay.
Roger that.
Aye, aye.
And now the Griffin moves. We're going to be in rear arc of the Cicada here. I want to back off ever so slightly, though, to get our PPC hit odds up. Hopefully we don't stray shot our Cronus here. Hopefully. We did not, and we even got 5 points of damage, which is 5 more than I expected out of that mech. Okay. Cicada is moving into the flank of the Griffin, which is kind of bold.
My armor's melting off.
You're fine.
Goods to go.
Okay, we can get into rear arc over here of the Shadowhawk, and that is exactly what we're going to do.
Confirmed.
This is going to do a tremendous amount of damage to this guy.
Alpha strike.
Let's hit him hard.
In fact, it straight up killed him.
Mech destroyed.
Excellent.
Commander,
We're going to keep dropping artillery on the Spectre.
targeting for an alpha strike.
That was a direct hit. Very nice.
Reporting critical hit.
The Spectre moves now. If he's smart, he closes in. He did close in a little. But that's fine. It's actually fairly irrelevant how much he closed in there. We're going to fire these flamers. In fact, do we alpha strike here? That has an ammo explosion chance. We'll not fire this flamer. There we go.
Firing.
Did we get any damage?
Ready for orders.
I kind of doubt it. We're going to sprint in with our Vulcan here.
Roger.
And we're going to stray shot our friends to the left and right, I'm sure.
Target acquired.
Actually, we didn't, and we got some internal damage out of it. Okay.
Ready for orders.
Our Blackjack can keep dropping artillery on the Spectre. In theory, we should not be too close to hit our friend there. Yep, no friendly fire. And that's an ejection. Okay, that does mean that we are definitely too close for an Arrow 4 on this Cicada. So I think we're just going to close in a little bit here. I think that's still well out of small laser range. But we'll hit with LRMs.
Boom. All primary targets have been destroyed.
Fantastic. So we took a little bit of internal damage. We did lose one medium laser, but that's not a big concern. My bet, 50,000 C-bills and 8 days to repair. We'll see how accurate that is. Yep, we took some damage. We could get a full Cicada out of this, potentially. We'll grab that for now. There's also this Shadowhawk part. Or the Wraith part. Or the ER-PPC. I think we'll get the ER-PPC instead of the Cicada for sure. Oh yeah, have to do that first. I always forget about that. Well, other than that, there's not too much in here that we need. Engine Core 245, we'd just sell it though. Maybe we get it in the roulette. Let's just see what we get. Okay, we didn't expect much out of the roulette, but a couple of Artemis 4 LRM artillery, or rather LRM ammo, and a Phoenix Hawk and Talos part. Sure, we'll take it. We did that mostly for funding anyway. We are doing fine in the funding department though, so we may want to start thinking about looking for additional salvage. Especially since we're starting to fight harder opponents. But let's see how accurate I was with my prediction on what Yang says here. I predicted 50k in 8 days to repair. $56k in 10 days. Okay, I was a little on the low side there. Go ahead and get started on that, but I'm going to cancel the repair on the Vulcan. And we will manually refit this one because we need to replace that laser. I don't know if we have a medium laser magna. If we did, then that would have automatically gone in. We do not. Okay, we're going to hit that repair button. And we're also going to... Actually, we're not going to hit that yet. How much is the weight of a medium pulse laser? 2 tons? Okay. We could go for medium laser exostar. Or an Intech if we're worried about heat, but we're not worried about heat efficiency on this thing. We could even go for an ER, in theory. Yeah, that's still fine on heat efficiency. Okay, we'll max that out and call it good. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode we will get these repairs done, and we will probably continue work on our Argo upgrade. For now, though, you can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.